Hello, it's Nikki here. I wanted to share a bit of information here. This is a preface from my book that I'm working on. I'd like to be able to get into part of the story, but I don't know if I have enough time to even read this. Okay. What you're going to be seeing here is Story 1, Flesh Fever, the beginning, and Story 2, The Cure. Story 1, Flesh Fever, the beginning. This book is written and produced by me. I did have some help with ideas in the very beginning from my daughter and granddaughter, who at the time was pretty young, but she understood what I was writing about. Since then, I've been writing it all by myself, completely. It's just like there's so much of the story that my daughter is interested in it, but she just more or less kind of like gave me some ideas, and I'm kind of working with them on my own now. So this is a preface. The preface is telling the reader what I'm putting into this book. It's not really like a story, but there's so much, and I wanted to share with you so that you out there, who I've been saying for several years now, I'm working on a novel. Yeah, I'm still working on this novel. So a while back, I'm going to start reading now. I can't see the time of it. I'm going to try to keep up with 10 minutes. Oh, there it is. Okay. Preface. A while back, I was asked to write a book for and with a person who will remain unnamed. His book reminded me too much of a popular TV series. And after a lot of work, I discontinued that production. I was paid for my work. However, I was sort of in the mood to write this sort of story, and it felt empty to not be working on it anymore. This book has been written through a course of years, starting in 2016, and I'm still working on book 2 in 2023. During this time, many things have gone on, and I write about them as I saw them, from my point of view and from the news and social media and my experiences. Life around me changes with challenges of the world and my own life and traumatic experiences. The timeline in the story is not the same as the timeline in which I have been living in. I leave out as many dates as I can. I do not want the story to be limited by time. In this part of the story, it is taken about 2 years or so, and between this story and the next part 2, a few months has taken place. I wanted to write an introduction to explain what you will and will not get. You will not get the zombies or dead walkers or any of those that raise after being infected with a virus. Will people raise after death? Yes. Is it witchcraft? Since I am a real witch who does not use dark magic, such as raising the dead, I cannot say this is or is not about this sort of zombieism without spoiling the plot. However, there will be some people coming back from the dead, somehow. However, it is not by a virus. For each character, almost, I have written from their point of view, especially in the beginning. Okay, that it doesn't say that there, but that's what I'm saying. As you read, I write from one character to the next. I feel each one and what they are going through. Sometimes that creepy stalker is sitting in the room or whatever and sees and tells what's going on from their point of view. In real life, we do not appreciate when a drone follows. What I was saying is that, and I'm going to kind of take this part out because the stalker, it seems like when an author is writing from a third person, like I'm watching, how Harry Potter was written. That's the book that comes to mind. Or even like Anne of Green Gables. It's kind of like there's a stalker watching everything that's going on. So at first, I'm not stalking. I don't write as a stalker. I call it a stalker, okay? I use my own language in these books. If it confuses you, I'm sorry. But anyways, getting back into this. In real life, we do not appreciate when a drone follows us, recording what we say and what we do not like being, and we do not like being filmed without our knowledge. Well, that's true, but there is going to be a part later on in this, in part 2, where I come back again and I tell you in the book, it's like I'm back again. I'm going to be telling the rest because the characters are busy living and doing and surviving. And so I'm observing and telling the story as I'm watching it happen. Okay? I know that sounds confusing, but that's part of why this book is different and why I'm putting so much into this to explain it. So you don't go like, oh my God, what's happening now? I don't understand this. I'm telling you up front. I thought it would be different to write this way, but it was not. Actually, it is like you are listening to one person at a time tell his or her view of what happened. So this is in the beginning, okay? Because there's something happening to each character as they go along. So how could anybody tell it better than the person it's happening to? And then the next person, and then the next person, because something is happening to each person. You understand? So that's what this is about. This has not really been edited, so that's why I'm stopping to explain it. Okay. I thought it would be difficult to write this way, but it was not. Okay. Actually, it was like you are listening to one person at a time tell his or her view of what happened to a certain point. So I wanted to clarify this up front. Although some people do not read the introduction and preludes, etc., but you really should. Sometimes I don't until I get curious about why or how the author wrote the story. Remember, this is when you get into the story and wonder about this. So if you don't read this first, you're going to get into the story and like, what the heck is going on? Come back to this part and it's going to explain it for you. Okay? I also want to also mention a lack of main character. Actually, the story has many main characters, but they last a short time because this story starts out in ancient Egypt and jumps ahead to present day. It is a chain link of events that shows step by step, character by character, what is happening to whom. In real life, is there just one main character? You might say in your story, you are the main character. Well, this is different because this flesh fever moves from one character to the next, one by one. It may linger on one or two, but I want you to feel how quickly this spreads, and there is not much time to develop a character that has a few moments of life left. As brief as some of them are, you will catch a glimpse of who they are and what their lives were like. You will not get much of a chance to develop feelings for them other than, wow, I cannot believe that he or she is like that. Oh, dang, they are gone. If you want characters and character backstories, you need to read another book. One where you develop such love for the character, you need therapy to get over the loss when the author kills them off. I do not have characters that are introduced. Oh, I do have characters that are introduced later and throughout book 2. Are there heroes and sheroes? Yes, of course, but how long do they last? And villains? Heck, yeah, this story is all about what happens when something like flesh fever starts knocking off a few and gradually wiping out cities and states and more. A flesh fever is not like a virus. It's passed on by transferring blood via another body and other body fluids. Example, mouth bites leg. It is passed on. But what is being transferred and how to stop it? I will not give it all away here, but there are other subtle ways for it to be passed on. It is these ways that are terrifying. So, who do you root for in a story like this? Humanity, of course. We are all important to survival of humankind, to life there are on earth. We all play part in our story, not just poor or rich, not just one race, not just one religious background, nor nationality, not social status. Everyone is a possible victim, villain, or survivor. In this story, you will never know who is the next victim or villain. It could be you. Good luck. I'll see you at the end, I hope. Oh, this has already gone to 13 minutes. One more thing. Ellipses, points, and all caps are my use, and my use of them call out the grammar police. I use a lot of them. It is not that I don't know what to say or how to write. I do. But this is my book. It is a story, not an essay. I am 63 at that time. Now I'm 65 years of age. I use them as a pause to breathe between this and that. As all caps are also seen as yelling, I use them to emphasize excitement or importance. When I write, I feel there is an artistic value to my ways, just like artists. Some paint outside the box and some throw clay, making smashed art forms or splattered paintings that people have to look at a long time to see something. May you all be well and healthy. Witch Nikki, Joe, Lucero, Starflower. Sheroes, a female hero, written by Nikki Jo Lucero, also known as Witch Nikki Jo Starflower. So, here we go. I'm not going to read this now, but story 1, Flesh Fever, the beginning. This is where I'm going to stop. This went on for too long, so that's why I'm going to post this in my YouTube video and maybe make a smaller one for TikTok. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to finishing this this whole story so that it can get published and that you all can read it. Once again, thank you for being here.